Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. We are here in the middle, well, more like 2/3, maybe even 3/4 of the way through the Sand Temple. We got through quite a bit of it last time, but don't worry, the boss is certainly going to make up for, this is certainly be the reason why this is so long, actually. Very interesting boss coming up in this episode, but first we actually need to get there. So we have, like, about, as you can see, like 3 or 4 more rooms left to go. We're actually pretty close. As you can see, the boss is actually coming up in the next room, so not too much more left to go, but then there'll be plenty of other shenanigans happening as well, which is why the episodes are sort of skewed differently like this time. But first we need to go get the treasure chest that we saw. I'm going to make a path across the dangerous quicksand, and we're going to make it over here. Now, as you can see below, there was a block puzzle. Basically, there's 2 doors you need to open, so I almost wanted to run across that, and I was like, nope, Chuck Tessa, that's a bad way to go about doing it. So luckily I waited, saved myself half a heart. And those half hearts, they're important. Every half of a heart counts. I mean, they're like living human organs that Link is using apparently to, you know, keep his health up. So I don't, or maybe monster organs. It's not really, they're just pretty normal hearts. I don't know what our hearts supposed to represent. I don't know, I'm trying to put logic into this game, which doesn't make any sort of, which is never a good idea, I guess. But basically, we need to do the blue first, because that leads to the path to the key, and then we need to do red after that, because red will actually be the way to get to the boss door. So that's basically how these block puzzles work. We'll be seeing these later on as well, because, you know, as usual, they usually like to reuse a lot of their puzzle mechanics for, you know, side questy sort of stuff. So won't be the last time we'll be having fun with blocks. I use the term fun quite loosely, but very simple puzzles this time. Don't worry, if you want to see complicated versions of these puzzles, you'll be seeing them soon enough. But trying to figure out the best, how do we get the blue from here? Really the basic strategy for a lot of these is just move them around until you have an idea how to do this. Actually, I might have had an idea how to do it, but I kind of didn't do it, so how do I go about solving this? Oh, just like that, okay. So, yeah, as you can see, just sort of rotating the blocks around like a square pattern usually can give you, eventually you can get you in a situation that you can, you know, see ahead, and I'll be like, oh, well, I can get it like that. So that's the general strategy that you like to do for those blocks. I'm sure you can put much more thought and strategy into it, but screw that. I'm just going to solve the puzzle and move on. I don't care to make it into a huge puzzly ordeal. Although I suppose that's what, ow, the thing hit me from behind. That's rude. Anyway, we got more of these Captain Stalfos, or what the hell they're called. I don't know if someone like left a comment last video telling me. If so, I haven't read it because I recorded this like 2 seconds after the previous one. So, whoops. But because, you know, dungeon, you're gonna get dungeons pretty close to each other. But I usually, you know, I like to upload dungeons, you know, within a day of each other. It's generally how I like to do that. Same with the Tower of Spirits and other sort of sections like this that are sort of 2-part sections that go together. I like to generally try to put them together. I don't know. At least for dungeons, you know, may as well. So for this, you want to. It's another one of these annoying puzzles with these things where you have to be really quick and walk across. But the stupid spikes, if they didn't have these spikes, they wouldn't be nearly as annoying because you have to take a hit, you usually get past them. I hate these sort of puzzles. They're just a pain in the ass. Luckily, you really don't see much of them outside this temple. This is one of those mechanics that they're like, nah, don't really feel like reusing. So, it used to be so precise with the sand, you have to move across it really fast. Just pain in the ass, you sand wand. Why do I say stupid things and then I'm like, oh, this is funny, I'm gonna keep making the same mistake over and over again. It's probably not funny. You guys are probably just like, you're retarded. Like Papa Bachuria Village. Like, no. But, anyways, we're gonna just keep this thing frozen in order to get them to line up like this, and then you'll make a nice bridge to get across. And that is how you do it. But first we have to fight more of these dudes. Yeah. You know, they usually like to reuse their enemy. You know, they usually have more than one instance of these enemies. And don't worry, these guys will definitely be showing up in the Take 'Em All On challenge, I'm sure. And they'll be just as annoying then when we actually, you know, have to be, you know, decently conscientious of our hearts. So, trying to figure out, there they are. So we need to just, I'm not sure if using the whirlwind to knock the thing back would work. I think it wouldn't, because I think they actually are smart enough to actually duck under them. Didn't try this, but my gut instinct tells me no, it wouldn't work. I mean, if someone knows that I'm wrong, stupid, it runs out like right before you hit him anyway. Use the sand wand for the defense there quickly. Can I make this one pretty? Please kill him. No, just got 1 hit on him. Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. You know, sometimes you just can't go for the kill. Sometimes you just gotta settle for getting a couple of hits in. But if you can raise them up while you're close to them and, you know, get Link up there fast enough, it is possible. Obviously possible to kill them within, you know, like that. You know, within a 1 round, I guess. Ideal if you can do that. If you can just get a hit in, just Ideally, you know, be patient, don't get hit, I guess, the way you fight those guys. Patience is a virtue that many people should use in Zelda, but many probably do not. Anyways, this room, make sure you raise up the sand everywhere, because you can see you can find a lot of rubies in here. Not that we really need them anymore, because we actually dealt the beetle thing, and I don't really care to do beetle anymore, so I don't care about the rest of my rubies. But yeah, you know, it's always satisfying to get, you know, a big ruby, and those are going to be stuff we're going to need to buy a little later. I have it covered like 3 or 4 times over now, but you know, it's always good to have some extra cash laying around. You never know if you might need to buy more golden potions or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, so now we have the boss key, and all we really need to do is just bring it back. It's not really, there's nothing that's trying to stop it this time. There's no, you know, enemies on our ass trying to kill us or anything like that. And luckily, they don't tend to use those that much outside the Tower of Spirits. And Dungeon 1, Dungeon 3 had them as well, but those Floor Master enemies, you know, you think they'd be more useful, you think they'd be a recurring theme, but they really aren't. Anyway, I'm making a mistake here. Can you guys spot the mistake? Spot the mistake. Spot the mistake, and if you said, hey, Lucky, you forgot to open up the red door, you're right, I forgot to open up the red door. Well, that's okay, I got the boss key across here, we'll just leave it here. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not like the keys from Mario vs. Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong 94 where they just despawn, luckily, because those were annoying. They won't go back to start. They'll just stay there, so no big deal. Now we just need to move these things to get back onto the red spots instead, which actually I think one of them is actually in right now, and I'm moving it away from it for some reason, because I just didn't even realize that. Kind of just was what happened, but hey, at least I got this one in pretty easily, and actually I can move that one up anyway, so in the end I guess that was not a bad way to solve it. Sort of screwed over the first one, but I moved the other one over there to that area anyway, so it worked. That's all. I'm not gonna complain. It worked. That's all that matters. Anyway, so that's gonna be it for the rest of this dungeon. So now we have a boss to deal with, which, as you can see, there's still like, you know, 12 minutes left in this video. Now, like I said, there is a cutscene afterwards, so that's going to take up part of it, but this boss does take a pretty long time, even not having to, you know, deal with iffy touch controls like I have to for this recording. Like, even, you know, using all optimal touch controls, you know, the stylus and everything like that, it still is a pretty long boss just by, you know, the fact that it is. I'm not going to bother getting the rest of those pots because they're just going to have hearts, and I don't want to waste time doing that. I will break these though, because that one actually had arrows, and that's handy, because you will need both the arrows and the sand wand for this one, because of a mechanic I explained last episode, which I told you to keep in mind. So hopefully you guys kept it in mind, but I'll certainly be explaining it later. Basically, this boss has 2 phases, and the first phase, not too bad. The second phase, you really need extremely precise touch controls, which is something I don't have, so I'm gonna have to find like a very patient way of going about this when we get to the when we get to the take them all on challenge, because this guy could definitely end up being a problem for that. But here he is. It's a skeleton. I mean, there of course has to be a Stalfos boss at some point. That's just always really cool to have a giant skeleton who doesn't have arms. We're fighting a giant armored spinal cord. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but it's Skeldritch, the ancient demon. Skeldritch, Scourgedritch. I don't know. I'm gonna call him Bob. Seems to be my go-to enemy name, Bob. No, we're not gonna call him Bob. That's too common. We're gonna call him Charlie. His name's Charlie. Anyways, so we're gonna have to kill Charlie here by using the catapults. You know, puzzle dungeons always tend to have, you know, the puzzle mechanics as part of the boss. It just seems to be a general way that Zelda does it for their sort of items. One nice strategy though is the boulders will not disappear over time, so in the easy section over here, you have to use the sand wand to basically keep the boulders from rolling like that. Also, you know, they'll roll off the edge, but it's a good idea to have a few boulders in stock so you can actually load up a cannon and get multiple hits on him, because the boulders will get harder and harder to go as, you know, you break more and more of his spinal cord. It's still kind of weird. Like, as you can see, this time he shoots 3 boulders, which could, you know, you have to actually stop the boulder, then move so that he doesn't break that boulder with the other 2. Although, since it's an odd number, you can just keep a sand wall up. The first boulder will go, the second boulder will break the first boulder, but the third boulder will get stopped. Eventually, though, he catches onto that, switches to an even number, and that's when you have to start moving around. I think he does 4 here, actually, maybe? No, he just sticks with 3, so this one's also common. But, to change things up, he now has his armor on, so what we need to do is actually move around. I broke my boulder! Ow! Got hit the boulder to the face, that's not cool. Boulder to the face, not a very nice way to do things, dude. Do not appreciate that. We actually need to move over so that the boulder will hit the exposed part of, his armor. And that's where the bow comes in, launching these catapult things from afar using the switches. Only real use for that. Also, when he glows red, these boulders are going to be supercharged, and you need to make a ton of sand in order to stop them. So don't use just a little bit of sand. Make sure just go all out that sand there. And I'm trying to get 2 here just to make the next section a bit easier. Just because I know things get hard. I got a ton of boulders actually. I have like freaking 4 of them over here for just 2 more sections left. So that's always handy. An attack that he really hasn't shown off yet, surprisingly, which he usually does. This laser beam, which I kind of got stopped a little bit by that thing, and I kind of messed it up. But earlier stages, which he didn't actually get a shot, he'll fire the laser beam perpendicular to the arena, so he'll fire it outwards, so you don't have to dodge, move a little bit to dodge. I take a hit there, but I get the hit on him. That's an even trade-off. I'll take that for sure. I don't mind taking a half a heart now. This isn't the Take 'em all on challenge. I don't really care. There's hearts on the side as well. But he'll shoot the beam vertically, and you'll have to dodge once. Later, he'll shoot it horizontally like you saw, and you'll actually have to keep running away from it. So keep that in mind. Didn't get to show that off. I'm sure I'm going to show it off during the Take 'em all on challenge, because I'm surprised he didn't. And I actually do my flute here. I meant to do the sand one. I misclicked there a little bit. Oopsie daisy. It happens. Just dodging these boulders. He shoots 4 now, so you actually be really fast if you don't have a bowler, which is why it's generally a good idea to have a couple bowlers, quote unquote, in stock. Unfortunately, having to move somebody around kind of complicates things just a little bit, so you have to be a bit careful with that, I suppose. This guy, you are annoying. I do not like you. Just trying to get this. Come on, just move out of the way. That was close. 3, 4. Hopefully now we can get one of these things onto the platform and be able to launch this at him. Come on, there we go. Don't mind that these are broken. I only need the 1 boulder left anyway. Ideally, actually, it'd be nice if we broke that other boulder, because it's kind of in the way. Just push this out of the way here. Alright, so now we need to position this so that, we have a good, clean shot at him. Which, do not go horizontal. It's actually a slight diagonal here. So, do it like about here is where you want it to be shooting the thing. So, just quickly aim the bow over there. Get the hit, and there we go. That is phase 1 complete. Now his cap falls off, and his weakness is exposed, this little metal gem thing. However, this part is a major pain in the ass. I hate this part so much, because basically, he's going to jump at you. What you need to do is use the sand wand to both stop him, and then get around him, raise yourself up, and then slash him before he eats the sand, because as you see, he'll eat the sand that's in front of him, before he eats that and comes and attacks you. So, you have, like, such ridiculously low timing to get behind him. The sand breaks really fast, he eats through it really fast. You have to switch on and off the sand using the touch controls. It's just, it's a giant mess, really, in order to get around there. So I really do not like fighting this boss. Then he'll go into this, his eyes glow red, he'll actually start charging, he'll go through your sand instantly. So when he does this, you're just screwed. However, the plus side when he goes in this mode is he actually will stop completely from him, which does give you some time to put some sand in front of him and try to, trap him, which I sort of failed to do here. This gives me a little bit of opportunity here. If you hit him from the side, you can still hit him from the side here. So I get a few hits on him here. I think it takes about 2 or 3 rounds of this in order to kill him. I think you could do it in 2, but I think it does take me 3. So unfortunately, kind of a pain. Really, if you're trying to conserve health, and I'm still trying to think of a good strategy to do during the Take 'em all on challenge. I haven't recorded that yet. But really, I think probably the best strategy is just to wait for him to do this, avoid him, get behind him, and try to strike him down when he's on the cooldown from this. I think it's generally the best strategy. It goes on a little longer than you would expect it to, though. It always seems like it goes on longer than I think it will. But even then, then the cooldown's really low, especially if he hits you. Then you really don't have much of a chance of getting the cooldown, but do manage to get a few more hits on him there, which is good. So hopefully I can finish him off soon here. Just need to get around him. So maybe it might not even be a bad. Just feed him sand until he attacks you with the red thing, and then use that as the moment to strike. Because otherwise, it's really hard when he's in his normal phase to actually get around to hit him. At least I find it is. I don't know. If people have better strategies for him, I mean, do realize I'm kind of slightly handicapped when it comes to this because of the fact that my touch controls are not ideal. But if you guys do have any ideas for how I can improve this, feel free to share, because I definitely am still trying to think of a good strategy for the Take 'em all challenge. I mean, I've lost about 6 hearts from this guy so far. That's kind of unacceptable, though. I mean, ideally, if these later bosses, like I'm hoping I can get this good enough to the point where I only lose like 3 or 4 hearts to both Viclops and this guy, because the Take 'em all on challenge is going to be probably the hardest part of the game. So do expect to see that soon. It's going to be interesting. I'm trying to see if I can get around him and hit him here, but no, not quite. No luck there. Just keep trying. Hopefully I can get him soon because it's just trying. Like I said, it's trying to drag on for a while. Do have a lot of here. I guess another good strategy is to put a lot of sand down. But then, the more sand you put down, the less time you actually have to use it because, the sand will run out then. So you just have to be really quick. And it's not the easiest thing to do with touch controls. So that's the boss right there. Kind of whined a little bit, but it's kind of an annoying boss. The Sandwich, kind of a very annoying item. So, but it's still a pretty cool item. I mean, there's certainly been more annoying and more useless puzzle items. Cough, cough, Minish Cap, cough, cough. Whatever the flippy rod was, that was just silly. It's just a silly thing. Rod that flipped thing. I'm thinking of the right game. I think I'm thinking of the right game. Anyway, speaking about Heart Container, only one left to go, and we'll be getting that actually, maybe even next episode. Maybe not next episode, might be a couple episodes, but we'll be getting that last Heart Container very soon. And, wait, got a Demon Fossil, I haven't got one of those in a while. Kind of random. But, just kind of quickly just seeing if I can find any treasures. Another treasure, Snuffle Skull. No wooden heart for once, I guess that's interesting. Just kind of going around and seeing what I can find. Wasting time a little bit, whatever. The video's actually under 20 minutes, so that's something for sure. Certainly gonna give myself a pat on the back for that, I suppose. But now that we've quickly, just gotten all the stuff, all we need to do now is get this thing, which is going to be the Bow of Light. The reason we came here to begin with, to get the Bow of Light. Yeah, I almost kind of forgot about that. There's no crazy cutscene afterwards where, the tower gets fixed. The tower's already fixed. We came here for the Bow of Light. But now that you have that very good upgrade to your bow, now you can hold it in, and it'll actually glow. And this will do, I think, double damage. I think it does do double damage. And it'll also pierce through enemies, so you can hit multiple enemies at once, which, if you took this to the Pirate Hideout, it makes the Pirate Hideout a lot easier, because you can, just shoot through whole rows of enemies, which simplifies things a lot. But, this is lucky. Oh, actually, no, I'm not signing out yet. There's a cutscene. I forgot about that. I'm going to quickly show the cutscene, then I'll sign out. But, so yeah, Bow of Light, very nice upgrade to the bow, which is kind of cool. You don't usually get upgrades to your items from completing dungeons. That's kind of a nice little thing they threw in there. And it's always good to have upgrades. Some games don't even have, upgrades to your items. So, bow upgrade, always fine with that. Bow of Light, I'm not sure, like I said before, I'm not sure if it's a play in the light arrow, but yeah. Unfortunately, Anjean, now that we have the bow, she doesn't even know how to find Malleus, which is going to make things a lot trickier. However, well, she has no idea how to get the demon train, because that's how they escaped, as you remember. The heavy train, because his face looks like the heavy from Team Fortress 2. Not that I've ever played Team Fortress 2. So now in this LP I've admitted that I don't play Castlevania, I haven't played Team Fortress 2. I'm apparently a loser. But anyways, Burns awake, and he's going to reveal now that he's a good guy and help us find Malleus and the demon train, and Two-Hat Douchebag, may as well call him by his real name. Although his real name is actually Chancellor Cole, or just Cole, I guess. He's not really a Chancellor, he's a fake. But according to Byrne, there's a thing called the Compass of Light. Why is it everything the something of light? The Bow of Light, the Compass of Light. Why can't it be the Bow of Hot Dog Sausage Lettuce? I don't know. Why does everything have to be of light? But that's just cliche, it's how it goes all the time. So now we have the Bow of Light. We need to go to the Tower of Spirits, so there is going to be one more Tower of Spirits section. That will, of course, come after the side quests. I'm anticipating 4 or 5 episodes of side quests, like I said. And then we'll be going to the Tower of Spirits to get the Compass of Light, which will show us the way to the final area of the game, getting pretty close to being done. However, while we quickly wrap up this episode, Anjean is going to give us a present, a new sword. Kind of your game's master sword. Very unceremonious, kind of anticlimactic when you get it. But the Lokomo sword, the replacement to the master sword in this game. Double damage, just a better sword, always good to have. So we have gotten upgraded, we have a new bow, we have a new sword, things are starting to look good, and soon enough, guys, we'll be going to take down Malleus. Link is ready, look at him, he's so ready to kick some ass, and we will be doing that soon. This is LuckySevenDX, signing out. I will see you guys next time for more Spirit Tracks. It's in our hands now, or something like that.